We are continuing to celebrate a century and a half of Colorado ahead of the state's 150th birthday in August. Since May is also Archaeology and Historic Preservation Month, this week we're looking at our state's ambitious approach to honoring and protecting the great places in our state.
History Colorado is home to the state's ambitious preservation efforts, and joining us today is Vice President Annie Levinsky. Thanks so much for being here. Wondering what it means, how you are preserving everything that we love so much here, what it means and how your approach is unique.
Yeah, at History Colorado, we really pride ourselves on being a leader nationally in doing community and people-centered preservation work. So what we've been doing for the last couple years, culminating later this year, is working with communities all across the state to identify the places that they care about, that really form the backbone of their communities, and then helping to add those to the State Register of Historic Properties for Colorado, which is really our official record of the places we care most about.
So as we approach this anniversary, is there something extra special that you're focusing in on?
Yes, our Colorado Heritage for All initiative is the goal of adding 150 sites for our 150th birthday to our register, which is about 3 times as many as we would normally add during this length of time, that really represent the full breadth and diversity of our state's history. We want to make sure that this official record really tells the story of all Coloradans, and rural and urban, from many cultural backgrounds, and that those stories stay with us, because we know when we preserve the places, we also preserve the memories. And we can also spur economic development and strong community connection.
What's the process and what's the criteria?
Yeah, so the State Register of Historic Places and also the National Register, which are connected to each other, have a whole variety of criteria, but certainly, historical significance, archaeological significance. Sometimes there are things we can't actually see above ground that are important to preserve, but also architectural as well as cultural significance. So there's an application process. Our office works with communities as well as private partners and nonprofits to help produce those nominations. And then they go all the way through a review board consideration process. And it's really important. It's not just about recognizing the sites, which is the #1 thing we're doing, but also by becoming listed, these sites have access to important financial incentives and programs that help them stay in good condition, be preserved, so that communities can continue to use them.
I love how you said preserving places, preserving memories, because it's true. If we don't honor the place, we don't get the memories. We saw some images here. Is there a couple that stand out as something that most people don't know about?
I mean, so many. We've actually added 90 to date, but yes, we've been working recently with an African-American homestead in Weld County that a lot of folks probably wouldn't encounter. It's not on a main highway, but it's been owned by a family for over 100 years and really represents that agricultural heritage and one of the early African-American agricultural communities here. Also love a building down in the San Luis Valley in the little tiny town of San Francisco. That was a women's auxiliary society. A group of women get together and provide mutual aid to their community in this small, modest adobe structure that's really at the heart of the community.
That's so important to keep these places alive. People, if they haven't seen them, they need to see them, and they can sort of embrace the community around you.
Yeah. And find out all from History Colorado. Thank you,
Annie, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much.